This time I'm gonna kick that football clear to the moon!
Do you guys ever find yourself hoping that you're gonna prove that you're the idiot? Gang, the end of the last video on this truck seemed to really confuse people. Just to make it totally clear, we were not getting spark. I went down the entire factory ignition, no spark checklist. Everything checked out. So according to the factory service manual, if everything you do checks out and you still don't have legit spark, then you've got to replace the ICM. So ICM stands for Ignition Control Module. It's right down yonder. It functions basically like points. It breaks the connection, and that's what fires the coil to tell it when to do the sparkification. It's full of unicorn dust and other magical voodoo.
It is complicated.
So I don't fully understand it, and there's not a great way to test it. All I can do is tell you that that's the thing that's supposed to do the thing that makes Sparky go where it needs to go. Sadly for me, these are not off-the-shelf parts, so I've got one coming from somewhere. This is the only rotor I've ever seen that doesn't just like sit right on. So it's got this little fastener that I really am afraid I'll lose. All right, so I made a big red mark on this thing where the roll pin goes. I don't know exactly how this Ninja Star works, but I'm guessing that it has something to do with these points passing this metal that creates the magnetic field that this thing is reading to make the spark wizardry happen. Not even kidding, it says pry in the shop manual.
Doesn't seem right.
So I'm using a screwdriver that's not very beefy. All right, we're increasing the beef. I mean, it's bending that whole housing. I have no idea what happened. I was gonna put this puller on it and it just came off. I guess I knocked the roll pin out, so let's see if we can find that before it goes AWOL forever. So here's where I put everything. So in future me can't find the screws to the ICM. They're there. The roll pin and the Ninja Star are there. We'll likely lose all of that. Also, I knocked my PB blaster over, and I don't have a can of this stuff that's not hammered like that. Usually though, they break off, and then, you know, there's $8 down the drain. All right, big day sports fans, got a new unicorn magical device. Hopefully this is our problem and it'll bark right off and we'll be riding off into the sunset and running through fields of flowers together, holding hands, all that kind of good stuff. Got the grease on the heatsink, transferred the wires 1-to-1. All right, I'm certainly glad that I marked this because there is nothing on the Ninja Star that really lines anything up. If the Ninja Star is not aligned with whatever it needs to be aligned with, I would imagine that that breaks the magnetic field at the wrong time. So here goes nothing. There's nothing in the manual about how to calibrate it if it's wrong. All right, I guess that's it. I'm stunned. I did not lose any of these parts. I gotta go get the battery that I stole to try the Buick out. Hopefully that video is already made. $3,000, I'm the proud owner of a Buick Roadmaster. Probably not. So assuming my campaign to have YouTube pay for this car was a massive failure, what should we do? Now I'm at the point of losing track of how many vehicles I own, but were I to purchase this, it would be the nicest, like by a long shot. But that's also a little insight for you guys thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I highly recommend doing it if you want to, if you'll have fun with it. But the reality is, to make $3 grand, 50,000 watch hours. So if you have a half-hour video, it's 100,000 people have to watch the entire thing. This is not a complaint, mind you. I really do appreciate all of you guys watching and commenting. I read them all. It's a very supportive community this channel's built, and the memberships and everything. Like, I feel very, very supported and validated, so I'm very lucky for that. However, when it comes to actually making cash, it just is a little tricky. So there's a lot of potential out there to make a side hustle buck. It just, it's not coming easy. So, you know, but don't let that discourage you if you want to do this. And again, thanks for watching. Like, you know, let's do this. We also like to apply Murphy's Law around here. If I leave that spark plug out, it may actually run. So we're gonna put it in there and make sure it doesn't, I guess. Is that what I'm saying? I continue to not be able to find anything. So pro tip, if you want a fighting chance of keeping your tools organized, don't put your toolbox as far from you as you possibly can. Everything's set up the way we had it when it was running with a new ICM all of a sudden. So I'm gonna turn the key to the on position. Here's the fuel pump, but not the start position. I'm gonna start it off the button. My nerves are they're just super shot because at this point, if it doesn't go, I just want to set the truck on fire. All right, here we go. Nothing. Nothing out of the timing light. I want to barf. Nothing. And what is going on? All right, before I set it on fire intentionally, let's Uncle Tony it. This oil's already half gasoline. That's how we made it happen last time. Like BB King said, the thrill is gone. Whoa! That made a sound. That made it sound like fire. I am lost. It sounded like fire for 2 seconds. It doesn't anymore. It's time to just sell the worn winch, buy the Buick. See how quickly excitement can just devolve into despair. Part came in the mail. I was like, all right, we got this. She's gonna bark right off. No, dog. She's not gonna do nothing. I prefer to ground it to the engine because that's where it's supposed to be getting the ground from. Key is in the on position. Fuel pump is on. That's just for funsies. This coil, 12.8 volts. And no spark. Let's try the other coil. Other coil's got a spark. Not even a bad spark. So that says this guy isn't getting spark. Let's turn the key off. We'll do a little swap-a-roo. See if our new coil does mo better. I feel like even with that much spark, we should be seeing something more with the engine trying to kick over. All right, exact same setup, new coil. It feels extremely weird because that's a brand new coil with the same setup and we're still not getting spark. Because we're coming straight out of the coil here to that plug and not getting spark. Nothing. So currently this coil is sending spark. This is not, and this is not, which makes me think these two leads are the issue and these two leads work. So we're going to confirm this by moving these two to this coil, and if we get spark, then we know somehow on this side of the circuit we have an issue, which could be a weak wire, or it could be, again, it gets its signal to break the ground from the ICM. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. We're going to test with a test light. So I've got negative hooked up to the test light hooked up to ground. So what should happen, this thing should flicker, and that will tell us that it's getting a pulse from the ICM, which is kind of like, same thing you would, if it pulses, you'll know that the breaker points are also working on your standard points distributor. And that is pulsing. It's pulsing real slow. Let's try the other one. We'll swap-a-roo. So it's getting the same signal, but why then is it not sparking? So I'm going to try to eliminate a bad ground situation. So we're running this ground all the way to the battery. Still not getting a spark. What that feels like to me is the coil's not getting interrupted. The problem is we just replaced the ICM. Spark plug, test light. So we do have a spark. We do have a flashing in the test light. So what that brings us to is this blue wire. So this wire, which should be getting the signal to make the sparkification from the ICM that we just replaced, runs through this loom, comes out here, goes into this little junction box. From the junction box, it runs straight down to the ICM. I guess there is a 3 or 4% chance that these aren't in the right order. Hadn't really considered that until just this second. Is it possible? It's possible. All right, I just did some searching on the internet. I don't know if this is actually true. I should go check the shop manual. But it suggests that the power goes into the middle of the ICM and the coil wires are on either side of that. And if that's the case, this may be wired wrong. Because blue and red are what go to our coils. Do you guys ever find yourself hoping that you're gonna prove that you're the idiot? I'm gonna check the old wiring diagram. Is that it? Holy crap, is that it?
Charlie Brown, now Charlie Brown.
Guys, my heart is racing. The anxiety and stress of, I wouldn't even call this hot rodding, jalopy repair is getting to me today. If this works, we're gonna assume that I am an idiot and somehow swap these things all around. Welcome to my brain. So we're hoping for two things here. We see flashy, 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 and a spark because A, that would mean we've finally discovered what the problem was, but also that we did not fry the ICM. Spark! Spark. There was a spark. There was a spark. Holy Moses. Give me a minute to breathe. I'm gonna put everything back together the way we had it. We're gonna Uncle Tony down the yap again and try to see if we can get this thing to fire off. That was it.
He's still an optimist.
So if you ever find yourself at the mercy of one of these sadistic Nissan Datsun engineers from the early 80s, these mad scientists did it this way. I guess there's two sides of this ICM with pickup on either side. The red wire sends a signal and the blue wire sends a signal. Red wire goes to one coil, negative. Blue wire goes to the other coil, negative. I'm grinning because I think I got it.
Charlie Brown, now Charlie Brown.
Which is a bad place to be for me because that grin is usually followed by like a solid Charlie Brown frown because boy howdy am I wrong. I'm stalling. Let's just do it. Ugh. Just gonna give it the old Uncle Tony. Now what are we missing? All right, so I don't know what's going on. Popped the cap off, triple checked everything, set it to, it's probably like 8 degrees before top dead center. Piston is showing up in the spark plug hole and the rotor is right about where it wants to be. A little bit lost here. I'm gonna put it back together. We're gonna try it one more time. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna loosen up the distributor, rock it back and forth and see if we get anything better. I don't know how sensitive these things are. Being honest with you, I just rocked the timing. I don't even know what direction, but we're about to find out. If it shoots a big fireball, at least that's a change. Definitely turning over better. Breaking the ground. Still not seeing anything on the timing light. Or we go even more. Nothing. So now we're swinging it back the other way from where we were. See if we get anything now. Whoa! We're gonna go with whatever that is. What on earth happened here? Does anyone know? All right, now it's probably way too advanced, but it fired right off. Got the timing light ready. I'm relieved and confused at the same time. Let's give it a little bit of love again. Holy Moses. And back off and do karate on 3, 1, 2, 3, karate. Hi-yo! Let's tweak the timing a little more just by like, I don't know. Let's try that and then we'll add fuel. bueno. Persnickety. It just doesn't wanna, I mean, maybe it wants to, maybe I'm just an idiot. I'm probably missing something obvious. Like I traced it down to the ICM, but didn't realize the ICM was just wired wrong. Missed it by that much. Okay, it likes that better. Let's give it a little more of that. Just a little bit. See how that does. It's not great. Let's back it off a little more. Let's just keep bringing her back. Keep bringing her back. Gonna gallop like an angry donkey. It's probably another 4 degrees I just did. So run a little bit, we'll be able to get it timed. Too much? I don't know about that. So number one's not firing. Not sure why. Still smells like Marvel Mystery Oil and it's soaking wet. We'll give it the old clean her out and Maguda Luda. Oh, maybe it's not firing because it's missing its little doodabber. So I found a random plug around here. We jammed it in the hole. Let's see if it works better. See if it'll make our timing light go off. We do have instructions with the timing mark here. I don't think it's exactly as I expected, but suggests like 4 or 5 degrees based on that little graphic right there. Also the engine shake, like I took a look and, well, last video we discovered, Bubba surprise, body lift. They had to lift the engine too because otherwise the engine would be 3 inches too low in the frame. So I'm telling you, it's primo work under there. I can't really show you, but high quality stuff. All right, timing light's firing on 1 now, so that's good news. Let's see if we can get it to run for a little bit. We need to set the timing at like 800 idle, which the idle circuit on this carburetor seems to be not doing a darn thing. No timing light again. There we go. I mean, I guess where it runs is where it needs to be. Far later than I thought, so I'm at a point where I just gotta call it for today. It's running. Let's just take that as a victory. Definitely seeing a carburetor rebuild in my future because it doesn't seem to be pulling fuel, although we know we have 3 gallons in the tank and I can hear the fuel pump running. Just let the victory be the victory for now. All right.